Hi, my name is Nancy Bevilaqua, although recently I've been going by my middle name, which is Christine Bevilaqua, and I was honored to be asked by the Hoboken Library to be part of its positive poetry reading series in honor of National Library Week 2022. As it happens, my ex-husband and good friend Lorenzo Bevilaqua, who is a professional photographer and videographer, shot a bunch of video of me reading my various poems last winter, I think. And so we're putting those together as one video for this event. And just for context, some of my poems are based on my experiences as a caseworker for people with AIDS and the homeless back in the late 1980s and early 90s in New York. Others are spiritual in nature, kind of me having conversations with God, and the rest are whatever came up at that time. So I hope that you enjoy them, and thank you very much again to the Hoboken Library and to Lorenzo Bevilaqua. Take care.
Nativity. This poem was also published in the journal Hubbub in 2016. 1. But not in winter, not child or mystery of hymns, fable, prism of divergent star. No magic fire, no scent and drops of silver for his mouth to suck on when the milk ran dry, no rest beside his mother. Rose of earth, born crumpled, spellbound, silent in hum of western night, or by sweat of lake, ruins in the desert, olives burned on branch, beggars' gaping hands, all unmentioned in the language of the heirs to gloom. He was sleeping drafty night, unused to love, or shorn beside some freeway. Heard carols from the alley. If it ever came to that, no one would take notice of the drained and sleeping child. No harbor in the sea around his mother's sinking eyes, lips carved hard against embrace. Each angel by the shoulders keeps the hidden blade. 2. That tale of how the princes set upon the boy with frankincense and nothing else that he could use. Bath of nettles, perfume from the rocks, whims of wealth and innocence, beauty of a caustic kind. Sun opened your mouth for taste of what you'd look for after birth. Breath that snowed inside the infant's rosy brain, as wind that carries seed. What could wind you inward, weave through night, shake off what it feels like to draw breath? At the place where voices lead, you take a turn, arrive. Everything you eat, communion. Address the lilies, oxen gone untended, dirty spoons, a split between two minds, a heaven for the drowned. Release Day, Dream Poem number 18. This poem was published in the journal Hubbub in 2016. The laundry is confusing and it's almost heartbreak out and back. Cracks in engines left to be repaired, but I'm spoiled so I can let it go and make it back to where we wait for you to be discharged. Come downstairs to this garage where everyone's got jobs to do. To dismal floor and picnic tables brought indoors as if a prison banquet has been ordered just this once. This home for fleers, reprobates, my kind, yours. This is how I feel like heaven in these institutions. Dreams besmirched with vagaries of day. We have been paired up since the universe delivered. I'm lusty and intentional. I'm dingy too upon the bench, my mother waiting next to me. A sun outside. I don't look up when you come down. Savor the delay, the promise there. Darkness of your coveralls, your shoes, this business of the separation. I know I love you, and the instant won't be wasted, but as usual, it doesn't come. I've got this greening do me anyway. It's just belief, but shades of it still light my way. Stories, birds, at open windows, path to glory in your heavy eyes. I don't even have to see it. I've been there all this time. But think of it. Next dream, bird escaped. You're healthy from this latest stint, and every week I'll stake out some reality, find a way through floors and kegs of gasoline, and separate the laundry like I should have done before, got us into such a vehicle, drive and drive to where we'll wrestle out significance, taste evaporated milk from bowls, stir in honey with our eyes, caress, lose these patient virgin smiles. Corniche, dream poem number 26. This poem was published in the journal Whiskey Island. Every voice you bring me has a body. Tenderness they rise to meet the loss of things, unsure with bells on, cryptic in the twilight stare. Here was little sea, shimmer of a ripple over gossamer white hand. I'd follow curve of shore. Such is dream. One body and another dance in current, shunted under sand as if to hide. Bonus for the simple fishes turned toward moon's insistent hold on things, full of starlight, quiet bones decay. A glow from inside snail shell. No need to identify them now. Moonshine tales of growing young, they had their days. So strong the sinews tapered up the fingers, catch seaweed. Odd to play like this. Stroll along corniche of time divided between birth and lying centered in the storm. Human death like going in, you say. So gentle is the arc and what the breath recovers when clouds have shifted shape one last time. Galliana number 9. They found each other without and moved inward. Consecrated muse and redolent of fire, it burgeoned when your strength was melting. So musical the way she sought you out, bowl of fruit, her lively mouth. She holds a different key, and when she sleeps, the demons also rest and coil beneath the garments that you share. It's dark and fragrant on that mountain. Flowers on the older paths have long spelled out her name. Enfold the little snake, the pagan painted as a harlot, rich, but there is something set aside for you. Fold together as a miracle of wholeness. The harbingers of mercy hold their hands above your heads at night. Beyond the tree, the metaphor is sound. Hoops around the moon you've traced, conjoined, and in its path the seeds have been delivered. Wine is spilling from the cup. Sow the seeds outright. She has brought you to the cusp of your two languages, the lovemaking approximation, sorrowful, inadequate translation. Remember what you heard alone along the sweetness of baptismal river. Sun has licked the face of these dark waters, made them bright and sacred, made them safe to drink again. Galyana, number 14, Fellowship in Wine. Nascent, prodigal, alchemical, pigments found kaleidoscopic in a dream, drawn into a drunkenness, flavor of the world, to stumble out between the trees, dip your feet into the wave that moves so subtle in the midnight crisis. Let the current run its colors through you, rich in meaning what no language means. There are roses in that sky, your own face, stains, pomegranate red, imbued, smooth. Below, the landscape softens. Unobstructed memory, married in collusion with the unseen saints, sit on rock above her town to overlook the devil's ledge. No, there is no devil. A nightmare you will face alone, and soon, but she will wake you with her breath, will see you from your costume, crumbling, gone to dust. No shame in any of it, only heart beyond the blessing of each fertile union. Spirit too is breath, a slender reed, a leaf unnoticed, blowing through the revelries. Drink another cup, arrive another century, the same whatever form you take. You open love, your heat, a demon in an angel's place, a balance, criminal and lover. Hard comes morning with a mantle and a sprig, a cloth to cool you, wipe you clean again and sober. Dream the eye, a cyclone mind between the lungs and starlight, fixtures meant to curl, to weave one into another. Is a man, a plant, a seedling God? I felt his skin. I was the one who planted him. Center of the storm, earth's scalp bored into, just above its brain, and I would have recognized you, but for the noise, the filters failed to mute. Morning, there were concentricities, web wet with dew and motion on the water, some solitary bird gone under. Sustenance below the surface. When the roots have taken and the man, grown enough, has stood up from the ground, reached out, his breath has hovered on the lake and no one has awakened yet. The borders have been closing. Find the fissures in them. Find inside the storm the eye of love. Kaddish. Honestly, it's not the cold, the uncertainty of trying, of the mist around your face. It's handy to believe that you would save me. I've never had much pain to speak of, yours excruciating every time. Bore the medications and the fevers well enough, came through, sobered up. What is wrong with me that I should have so little fear? The avenue back there, I made my buys. Decisions for the future is a void, a crack in waiting where the light gets in. I've binged on you, exceeded what we gave out to the dying in line, St. Peter's or St. Paul's on Thursday nights in 1989, to all the bankrupt soldiers in the thick of things. Manhattan was a cavity, a drainage in the flow of what they had expected from it, free to move out if only they had the wherewithal, the kind of guidance that one needs to flee. Down here this year, the leaves all singed by wind, because the storm was that severe this time, and early. A cancer now it marks along my mother's arms. She's being drained as well. She almost knows it, and I'm again a blade in ice, too sharp to just fall through, and having watched the prisms, they remind me that I must have taken something different than the others did, and then I saw, and then the landscape flattened out so I could see you, waiting, and I've no death wish, but I'll be ready any time you have me. For the albino deer shot with a crossbow by an 11-year-old boy in Howell, Michigan. This poem was published in the journal West Branch in 2016. Scent familiar in suburban snow. Hills of nettle, lips too delicate to nuzzle what they're offered when trees unbend. Buck moon shade dream on lifted legs, head bowed, snow heft, drowning out the highway drone. Boy not seen. Cleanness of the motion high, where devils fly, the arrow splits the hide and wanders furious into space that held the solitary spirit, unknown there. Broken window of the eyes gone cloud. The child, his mouth, his eyes determined he would carry out the kill, force the genesis of will, and in the city where my love was born unnoticed, 1947, with legs that set him out upon the frozen world, his tracks along a deer's route going south. Trophies for the kindest kills. Where do the ravaged hunted close their tired eyes to joy? Trap is always set. They will have their heaven early.